Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Sunday, November the 21st. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. It is time for the weekly open and gap. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Looking at the weekly chart, we can see all but two gaps have filled. Right now, the pound is sitting below the weekly open at minus 14 there. We're 15 pips below the weekly high and 5 pips above the weekly low so far. We're putting in the opening range for the week today. Notice that we are below the opening range for the year and the opening range for the month. At the moment, we're 209 pips below the yearly open and 250 below the monthly open. We are right at the edge of last month's low at 1.3433. Now remember, last week was an inside bar week. So there you see the inside bar. There's the last daily inside bar 20 days ago and the last monthly inside bar, which was last month. So a couple of interesting spots here. The 33, where we're 1.3 below it on that monthly inside bar. And then the weekly looks like a 35.13 shoots us to the north and a 33.95 shoots us to the south. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. But keep those levels in mind as the week progresses. This early in the trading day, only 4 hours, no ranges over 100. You can see here we've tried to close above the weekly open a couple times and have failed. Only 19.9 pips, no rat zone. Okay, we have a pivot at 134.52. That's the daily. The weekly, it looks like it's 134.50. We can look at this chart here. 134.52.8 is the daily. The weekly is 134.50. We've had a high of 134.478, so we've came close, but not close enough to take it out. So we'll see what happens with the weekly pivot. In and out of the lower wick zone, we're back into it now on the daily. So 42 launches and 3407 sinks. And the range, of course, once again for the week, only 20, so we're at the 0 percentile. But I do think price is going to range. We'll just have to see which direction it ranges. And since last week was an inside bar, and last week we only had 118 pips, 8 percentile, you might expect for price to break out. Just not sure which way. It could do a little of both. The Walmall lines here paid off a couple times to the north, not so much to the south. As you can see, we've been opening between 30 and 40 the past couple of hours, and including this hour. And then we had a couple of opens between 40 and 50, which failed to launch. Let's see, let's turn this back on. That's interesting. Turn off false. Start period. Oh, let's see something here. Well, let's do it this way 1 month. Not sure why that's not showing at the moment. And those of you who donated, you probably recognize a couple of this close minus open multimeter here. And this week we'll probably continue with the indicators. I got some feedback. People are enjoying it. Let me know if there's a TRO indicator out there, especially something out of the build 1300 or 1350 motherload files. Let me know if there's something you want me to talk about on a video. And I've been playing with a couple of new ideas that I've had, and it's funny how so many things line up, and it's like, well, if something new lines up with something old, it's just more or less a confirmation of what's going on previously. And one of the things I've noticed, let's see, I can show it on this indicator, the dynamic fib support resistance. What I've noticed is when price puts in a new level here, because this was the old level, put in a new level, it's going to drop somewhere. Usually, I think I've told you this before, somewhere like right here, we've got what, 11, almost 12 pips. And that's what I usually like to see. So in the gauge here, when the colors hit certain thresholds, it's usually, I think it's over 3 or 4 pushes. I think it's 4 pushes. It'll turn it the magenta color, which is my highlight color, and over 12 pips of breakout. And if you notice, once it starts putting in those, it is going to keep putting it in until it gets to about that point. And then it's going to reverse and then put in a new level, and then it's going to go up. So right here, you had a nice rise, and then here it failed to make a rise, and then it put in a new level, so now it's coming back down. So if you're having a hard time timing your entries, especially your reversal entries, you're just going to have to be more patient. And one of the things I always say is move up a time frame or two. But I think the main thing to notice is that you can literally play this, as I would say, 3-ball to 3-ball. If you're looking at this indicator, 3-level ZZ, but you have to be patient. You have to give it, a chance. So here you took a 3, it came up, and then you had another chance right there, and then it fell down. You had a chance here. Now you have a chance to get back in. Now you have a chance. And so that's what you have to look for. And sometimes it's going to possibly reverse on you, like right here. But if you wait, if you're patient, it usually pays off. But the trick that I found is you have to wait for the push count. That's the important one. So as you can see here, it just pushed that diamond slightly lower. And the thing about it is that if you're going to sit in front of the computer, you might as well wait, because you're going to be sitting there anyway. So you might as well wait to get in a trade where you might not see much drawdown, as opposed to getting in a trade and then taking those and then getting sucked in and being sucked underwater, as we like to say. And the other thing about this is, if you notice with these fib dots, that the gray is what I have set up for the 50% level, but of course you can change the colors, use whichever ones you want. When price reverses, it usually will start to turn around at the 50% area or higher here, or it'll turn around if it's coming off the bottom, it'll turn around to 50% and come back down. So knowing that, if you're long and you see it go up and you see it start to come down, you can look at the price action and go, you know what, I might as well get out of that long right now. And you just look at your push count, look at your breakout pips, and say, you know what, I think maybe you could either, exit and reverse, or you could just wait to see if it's going to break out more. Now, of course, exiting and reversing puts you into the Yale student category, but some people are good at it. But if you just observe what this indicator does and how it plots, and then you can see what price does relative to those plots, that's how you can start to possibly put some pips in your pocket. Just remember, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. But this is one of those things where it's simple, and if you just have a little simple structure around it, meaning, okay, I'm going to wait for X, Y, and Z, and then after that happens, I'm going to enter, and then I'm going to wait, for A, B, or C, and then I'm going to exit. And it could be number of pips, it could be a certain dollar amount, it could be some price action on the chart. But once you just make sure it's simple and make sure there's probably no more than 3 criteria, and you'll probably do okay over the long haul. It's when you start seeing this, then you put a bunch of more indicators on, and then you go in and you put some moving averages and some squigglies and then some other arrow indicators, and then you wonder why you can't seem to be consistent. It's just too much. So even though I show you many different charts, each one for the most part is simple in what it does. Each one of these is very simple. And, usually it's just simple horizontal lines, or with the diamonds or dots, trading toward a target, trading toward a level, reversing off a level. So, fellow traders, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. It's Thanksgiving week here in the US of A. I hope everybody's going to have a nice turkey day, especially if you enjoy turkey. And if you don't, well, maybe prime rib or whatever it is you like to eat, ham. So just remember, though, when you're sitting down at your trading platform, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And if you're new here, click subscribe. And if you're watching here, click the like button, help out the YouTube algorithm. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.